Alright, so one of my favorite things to do is practice music. So this is a Beethoven song, Mozart song. C major is the name. Mozart in C major. It's a little part that I gotta train my hand to do a G, no problem. But it does it real fast too, and then it goes to this C chord, C arpeggio. So, and I'm supposed to go real fast. So the way I would train that is to go really, really slow. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is slowly get a part. So I'm going from my pinky to my 4 to my 2 to my 1. Wait, is that right? Oh, I'm sorry, to D. Pinky 4 2 1 2, pinky middle to, with 3 finger 2 1. So that little switch of fingers is what makes it tricky to go when you're going fast. So the only way to get that is by going really slow for a really long time. That's the first one. Here's the second one. I got to remember to put my finger back. And go so slow that you cannot mess up. Because if you do mess up, you might memorize it that way. You don't want to do that. They call that practice makes permanent. So if you practice something wrong, it's really hard to get rid of. But I would go slower than that, longer. I would advise my students to go much slower if you're practicing something that goes fast and switches in the middle. But I would do it longer. And I would go so slow to put it in my memory bank, and staccato, choppy sounding, and soft as soft. Instead of like, real hard, because that upsets your brain. Makes it hard to memorize. Let's go slower than that. So I'm trying to memorize it. That way I can play the other hand, because the other hand's moving. So this one has to be more instinctual, because of repetition. You start moving naturally on instinct, basically. Slower. Try to keep it real steady, or you're trying to speed it up too fast. Oop. Get my wrist rotating. Moving. Middle. 4 finger. Bring that one back. So I'm analyzing it. Middle to C. Second finger to E. Pinky. B with the 4 finger. D. G. C. E. G. G. B. D. G. Which that's obvious. Everyone already does that, but the switch really quickly is the problem. Because it's like that fast. So if I was to do that, also once I start speeding it up, what I would do is stop on the change. So if this is what you normally do, and that's the new thing, I would stop where you stop on it, because you remember where you stop the most. So you want to get this quickly, this is how you would do it. Even though it seems like this is going to take longer, I don't think so. You won't get that note so instinctually if you add a bunch of notes afterwards. It takes forever. but I'm already getting it because I'm stopping on it. Now when I add another note, of course it'll be difficult again for like 3 tries. That note. Oh wait, I'm doing it wrong. See, I gotta go slower. It's here, and that's not the next note. It's pinky than that. Dang it. All right, so, but this is practice. So. Go so slow you can't mess up. So slower than that, I would tell my students. If you want to get it fast, slower than that. So slow that you second guess yourself. There it is. So slow you can second guess yourself. It'll go deeper in your memory bank much quicker. There it is. Oh, I'm dropping my phone. Yeah, go slower than that. If you want to go fast, and I probably could go faster, but see, the thing is, don't do that, or you're going to learn it. It's going to take longer to learn. It's better to stay here for an obnoxious amount of time, especially if you can talk to someone else while doing it, like I'm doing right now. Helps, because then you're really testing yourself. If it becomes easy, then start talking. You're hearing an 1891 piano. The patents went out in 1988 for this new, I guess it's Newcomb or Newcombe from Toronto. Get a little light on that. There we go, from Toronto. Let me just look a little bit. If I angle my phone certain ways, it looks lighter. Look at all that, dude, just bad. Just to show you my, but let's look at it this way. So here it is. This is what it looks like up here. And I always keep the face off because it sounds 10 times better. Because I can hear it. You don't want to put it, it's like when you keep the cover on there, it's like keeping the suitcase closed, playing a guitar, and then you leave it in the guitar case and then play it. I can't hear it. So you're supposed to have these off so you can see them. And then there's my hands. Couldn't find them. Now, as far as going faster goes, let's see if I could test that a little bit. See, I'm stopping on there, but faster. And getting used to that. See, that's what it is. Rotating my wrist. Dirty trick guitar. That way you're not pushing down, it'd be tiring, you know. Let me get used to that C too. Keep your fingers curved. See? Coming along. Anyways, so that's what I would do for like a lot longer than this. Now I would rest my hands more, but the camera's on, so I would probably shake it around, you know. And actually I was working on the other hand, so I would rest this hand technically, is what I would do if the camera wasn't on, so just pretend, who cares. So I just learned this part, so I can't film at the same time. So let me get wider then. I just memorized it. So I switch to the thumb here, and three series of threes from here. 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and then to 4. It's right here. I just memorize it. So right when I get to the E, start climbing back all the way up to the pinky, go back down to the thumb, cross over, and there it is to B, G, and then form a C chord, and then back to a G chord, C chord, arpeggiated, C chord, G, C. Okay, so that rested this hand, so let's get back to this. Go slower than that. I'm not even good yet. Now, I thought it was this, so I didn't even think I had anything to practice. But then when I realized it was this, and I got to the next measure, I was like, oh, is that what is going on there? Well, that's going to take a second. Or more than a second. But you want to acquire new techniques, you know? So if I didn't learn this song before, I would have already known it. This technique, that is. Most people that are professional piano players, they learn, if they only play piano, they learn this when they're like in their teens or younger. So it's never too late to learn. I'm 51, learning it right now. I gotta get used to this one in the first place. I'm trying to do it even. Let's do it slow and staccato. There we go. My dog likes to watch me. You like to watch me, doggy? Yeah. Hi, princess. You want to hear me play an arpeggio? Hi, baby. Hi. I'll make it sound prettier. I'll do it an octave higher. For the dog. Trying to go too fast. Phone slipping out. Slower. You want to memorize it faster? Go this slow. Oh, talking at the same time. Messing up. That means that you can't talk at the same time. You can't do it. You don't know. You didn't practice enough. Dog left. I'll deal low now. Put the pedal down just to annoy my neighbors less. Gotta put that in my head more. I'm setting myself for this one. But I gotta get the first two notes right or it's not gonna be right. So, not gonna sound right. So when I go faster, I just start breaking it in pieces. Oh. So the last note was thumb. So from that thumb, and then I go to the pinky, and then I go to that middle finger. Just trying to get that. So I took away the first two notes, several notes, just to get used to this. Going from pinky or thumb to pinky to middle. And also you know it in little bits. Because if you don't do it in little bits, you don't know it. So that from that note. Now we add the last two notes. Oh, it's wrong anyways. There it is. Just remember to kick out the index. So if I had it, I wouldn't be still messing it up, would I? So it takes a long time, more than a few minutes, more than a few days. Because just because you might get it, and then the next day you gotta re-remember it a little bit, and the next day and the next day. But not too long, really. What's the hurry? But what you don't want to do is have it practice for years and it never gets better because you didn't do this. You try to play this, sight read it with both hands, stumble through it, and move to the next measure. No, you see what? I'm a teacher. I actually would sit here. This is what a teacher would do. They would sit here and get good at like one measure to the next measure. I'll try to do it without looking. That really messed me up, without looking. Okay, so the middle finger doesn't move. Middle finger doesn't move. Talk to yourself, you remember better too. You remember what you say better than what you think. If you say it out loud, you'll remember that you said something out loud. If you think it, it's harder to remember that. So let's try it. So I don't have to move that middle finger. That's what I'm telling myself now. See, just keep it right. It's already on that note. I'm just not playing it until that moment. Am I getting tired? Wrist, that is. So let me switch hands real quick. Go back to this thing. So there it is. And then from here is threes. Crossover. So big jump there. So what was the last part? It is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's actually the new part, because I actually practiced this, but I didn't know it went to thumb there. So that's where I'm actually picking it up. So I would stop there. So remember the new thing. Stop. If you want to remember it, stop on it. Over and over. And if you notice, the index finger on the way up, switching out the index, the 2 finger for the thumb. 1 finger. So 3s from that point. Oh yeah, that's right. That's all new. So that's where it stops. Ah, that's clever. Oh no, wait, did I do that wrong? Yeah. So, from here. Up. 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 Go so slow you don't mess up. I didn't realize it's not even on camera. Try to do it as gently as possible for memorization purposes. So. Back to this one. Let's see what we got now. My hand rested. See, I forgot it already. Oh, but that's to be expected. It takes like 2 or 3 tries to get used to it. Slower. Take a closer look at it, called putting a microscope on the music. And this song is I Put It On My Chin. This one. Forget it. Anyways. Can't when I tried to play it on with my phone on my chin. Alright, well that's good. I'm gonna stand up for a second, my butt's hurting.